Sloop. Oh, alive! It's alive! What's going on, guys? Maple Rooski back here for December 9th, 2020. 9 days into December, which is pretty awesome. And we got another beer from the Advent calendar. Today, we're going back to the States. Who'd have thunk, right? But yes, today we're going to the Bronx. So we have from Bronx Brewery the Bronx American Pale Ale. Pretty cool stuff here. 6.3% alcohols by volume. No listed IBUs. I do not see. How about on the website? Any IBUs listed? None on the website, but Untappd showing it coming in at 50 IBUs. This is a beautiful looking can for a couple things. One, it's just a white can, it looks like, but it looks like it's been spray painted. It really hasn't, but it just has that effect. Get a little bit of more of that spray paint action there if it focuses, and that little bit right there. Yep. But yeah, Bronx Brewing Company, or Brewery, sorry. Grit Drive Union, established 2012. As far as pale ales go, this seems to be a higher ABV pale ale, 6.3. Usually that's more like IPA territory, but pretty cool stuff indeed. 50 IBUs. So yeah, it's a bigger style pale ale. Is it listed as pale ale under? Yeah, under Untappd as well. Pretty cool stuff. Let's get right to it. Let's crack this bad boy open. Let's see what we got. Fairly full can, beer 101 glass, and here we go. Cool. That's big. That's a fairly large head right there. Pretty cool stuff. Boom, can will go there for the moment. And looking at the beer, nice deep or moderate amber color. Clear beer, you can see right through it. Nice light brown head on top. But yeah, I did not know it was going to be this copper, this amber color to it. A lot of carbonation coming up through there. That's a pretty looking beer, if I do say so myself. Let's dive on the nose. On the nose. Got to get through that massive head first. But I'm getting like a little bit of caramel, some light toffee, toasted notes, and then moves into more of that piney, grapefruity, typical IPA-ness out of it. It does have that typical American hoppy pale ale IPA sort of twang to it. I think I mentioned it as damp, dank basement at one point. I think that was maybe the first beer. Not really, again, not the best descriptor, but it does have a very American pale ales and IPAs have a very unique sort of flavor or sort of aroma to them, which is pretty cool. Yeah, definitely a little bit more malty on it. Again, toffee, slightly nutty even. A little irony. A little toasted. And then you get a bit more like a fruity ester character out of it. Pine, grapefruit. Somewhat earthy. Little hints of mango. Maybe some slight orange peel in here. Pretty good. Let's dive in. What's going on, Thomas? Just starting drinking beer again after a long ass day. Bronx Brewery this time. American Pale Ale, 6.3%, 50 IBUs. Cheers, everybody. Let's keep on drinking. On the flavors here, definitely, yeah, more caramel, light toffee, little nutty, but more of a earthy style hop bitterness rather than fruity and tropical. It's not as dark as a West Coast IPA or as malty like that, but it is interesting. Got me a Von Trapp Dunkel at 5.7, 22 IBUs in my glass, almost empty. I don't think I've ever seen Von Trapp Dunkel, but hey, man, sounds delicious. Cheers, enjoy. Grab yourself another one when you're done it. Now with this beer, the flavor does really drop off fairly quick. You get that slight nutty, toasty, caramel toffee right in the middle, and that drops off really quickly, and then you're just left with that general earthy hoppiness to it, which it's really nice style of like kind of flavor of hop flavor. There we go. But there's no middle ground. It kind of just drops, which is fine if you're not looking for something super intense, but you're wanting that extra ABV. And it's a Vermont beer. Ooh, Vermont. That is just south of Quebec, if I'm not mistaken. I've been to Vermont once in my life. I was 7 years old, if I'm not mistaken, so I don't remember much about it. But yeah, interesting beer. Let's see what the can has to say. Here it is again. Bronx Brewery American Pale Ale. A big, bold, yet balanced pale ale. Here it is, the king of this thing. Excuse me. The beer that started it all for us. Our first year in the biz, this was our only brew. Why? Because we were obsessed with creating the boldest, most perfectly balanced pale ale we could. Our flagship beer delivers a big English malt backbone married with piney and citrus American hops. We hope you like the brew that inspired our drive. Oh my god, the burps are coming in hard and heavy. Okay, so we got English malt backbone. Yeah, can definitely see that. Little bolder, a little darker, a little bit more caramellier, slightly nuttiness to them. Remember the piney and citrus. I got the pine and citrus on the nose, not as much on the flavor. I can see it a little bit, but I'm thinking more like an earthy style bitterness, which works really well. This is pretty cool. I'm surprised you're calling it an American Pale Ale because it is more reminiscent of like an English Pale Ale. But I guess you got the English maltiness out of it, and then with the American hops. So pretty cool, mix and mingle here. I really do like it though. Even though the flavors aren't as intense, I kind of do enjoy that because it means you can have a lot more of them without your palate being totally blasted out of the water with extremely bitter hops or just like an aggressive flavor profile. Is there a jammy, fruit forward note? I couldn't relate it to a jam. No. It's more caramelly, toffee, slightly earthy and nutty, and then the way they're describing with the piney and the citrus hoppiness of it, I got that more in the nose. On the flavor, that they're there a little bit, but I'm taking a bit more earthy bitterness. But yeah, I'd say it's more malty, just like caramelliness, toffiness. I'm going to assume just because of the color of the beer, they're using maybe like a crystal 40, crystal 60, which is it's not dark malt per se, but it does give it a little bit more like amber color. They're using some kind of crystal, I would assume, just from smelling a lot of crystal malts and whatnot. I don't know. It's a shot in the dark, but I'm just guessing. Government warnings: don't drink and drive, don't drink when you're pregnant. Pretty straightforward American stuff there, which is really funny because they will have these warnings in Canadian beers. We don't have anything. But when you look at like a pack of cigarettes, American cigarettes have the same Surgeon General warnings, but it's just regular packaging. It looks like this. But Canadian cigarettes now have everything covered, and then your brand name is in like olive drab green with a Helvetica font of the pack name and fucking warnings galore, but nothing on alcohol, which I really do appreciate because it should be common sense. But like that's one thing I always think about when I look at American beers, that they have a warning on theirs, and in Canada I don't think we do. It's not law, which is kind of cool. But drinking and driving, don't drink when you're pregnant, should be common sense. But common sense is a lot more rare than it's made out to be. Over on the website, thebronxbrewery.com, where do you have to go? You have to go to what tab am I in? Oh, the brewery tab. You scroll down a little bit and you do find what's on, like what's available. So there is a shop page. We'll get to the shop page in a bit. But anything that's just different from the can, nothing. Pale Ale 6.3, big, bold, yet balanced. More or less same exact description, just shortened on the website. Nice picture of the beer. Looks like you can do a 13.5 ounce glass for $7. 13.5 ounce, ounce for $7. That's under a pint. That's under a tall boy for $7. So that makes sense in Canadian monies. I'm not too sure. Everyone assumes common sense is never a thing and it needs to be stated for a freaking thing. Yeah, exactly. Beer for breakfast, factory snacks. How's it going, man? How's your days? What was I saying? 13.5 ounces for $7. I guess that sounds about right. Tall boys are 16 ounces-ish. And we get them for about $8. Oh, yeah, I can see it. I can kind of see that. That makes sense. Okay, moving on to Untappd, because it's the final place we go. Bronx American Pale Ale has been given a 3.5 bottle caps out of 5, and that's out of 43,000 ratings. Holy shit. But then again, the beer's been around since 2011. You'd expect that many people, at least to put it on tap. Obviously, there have been a fuck ton more people who has enjoyed this pint or who have enjoyed this pint. I like it. I like it a lot. It's almost like a baby West Coast IPA in the sense of the maltiness out of it versus the hops on here. It has that West Coast vibe, but a lot more toned back, especially in the hop department, and there's not much of a clash. For me, West Coast IPAs was darker, not black IPAs, but West Coast. There was a fair bit of malt and hop clash. This doesn't have it. Then again, it's not a distinct West Coast IPA. It's a pale ale. But I do like it. But at 6.3%, you say. 6.3% for a beer that goes down this easy. I mean, 6.3 isn't a ton of alcohol, but if you're thirsty and you find out you really like this beer, they could go quick. These could go really quick, especially being in a small can. They were in a regular size can, a 16 ounce or a 473 ml can. Well, then they would catch up with you real quick. Not gonna sugarcoat it. Yeah, I can see myself diving into a 6-pack of these, and feeling a bit wavy afterwards. Compared to some other beers, I actually really enjoy this beer. Here we go, another brewery to hit up. Post COVID times. Speaking of which, we're getting vaccines. I mean, not a lot right now, but Canada's getting their first bit, I think, next week, they're assuming. So that's great news. Starts the ball rolling. Speaking of which, I got to do a PowerPoint project on how Canada's going to do their COVID vaccine release, and I've been putting it off till like either tomorrow or Friday, so I can have the most information. It's easy to find. I can just slap that project together, send it on its way, and then get home for the weekend. Back to Markham, because I need a break. This week has been absolute hell, and you know what? Not gonna lie, it's kind of fucked with my head a little bit. There's too much stress, and it's getting to me. It's getting to me late at night. Well, before these videos, I start panicking a little bit. I don't know why. Well, I know why, because it's school, and school makes you fucking panic. But yeah, that's a fun thing. The good thing though is that when I start these lives, the panic just goes down. It could be the beer, but it could also just be hanging out with people and shit. And then the rest of the night's better. But anywhere between like 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock, it's a little bit panic mode. Probably because the day's coming to a close, and part of my brain's like, you haven't done enough work. And then I have to rethink. I'm like, no, I've been working for I don't know how many hours now, and I just can't do it anymore. But good thing, I finished that brewery sizing assignment finally. It's great. I had to scan all these because I wrote out all my equations because I fucking hate doing it on Word or Excel. So I had to scan all those, and my teacher can read all my really shitty writing and jumbled up math equations. I'm not copying that shit. I'm sorry. I do not have the luxury of time to do that. But he's asked for it. That's all he's asked for. He's asked for to show your work, to show your equations. So I'm showing my work. There was no direction on how to display that information. So I'm taking that route because it's easy for me. It does make sense, and yeah, we can get that assignment gone out of the way. Don't have to worry about sizing a brewery until I want to size my brewery. And with that, I'll probably ask for some help from the same teacher because apparently he's really good at brewery design. So yeah, always go to somebody for help. Doesn't have to be about making a brewery, but anything. Go to people who are smarter for help, because if you don't, you're going to be stressing the shit out of yourself. That's a great life lesson, and like warning labels should be common sense, but it doesn't always happen. Overall, though, Bronx American Pale Ale. This is a beautiful thing. I kind of wish I had more. I guess I got to go down to the Bronx and even see if there was a canned on date. There is. July 23rd, 2020 was when this was canned. It was a few months old, but it's still damn good. And where are they? Brewed at Bronx Brewery, Wilkes-Barre, PA, Pennsylvania. What? I thought. Hold on. Pennsylvania. Are they out of Pennsylvania? Am I losing my shit? Why? No, Bronx, New York. What? Why is it saying PA? Or do they have two locations? That could be a thing, because yeah, I'm like, the Bronx is definitely not in Pennsylvania. What the hell are you talking about? Maybe they have a couple locations. That could be it, because this was brewed in Pennsylvania. Yeah. What? Okay, hold on. I want to double check this, because there's a picture of, that's not New York either. What the hell? What am I looking at here? Maybe that's just a marking or something. Wilkes. Thomas, I'm going to ask you something if you're still hanging around. Wilkes-Barre, WILKES-BARRE, or bar, PA. Is that Pennsylvania? Okay, can I get off caps lock? Thanks, Wilkes. Yep, that's in Pennsylvania. Interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna assume that Bronx Brewery either has two locations, one in PA, one in Pennsylvania, one in the Bronx, or they partly contract this brew out to be brewed also in Pennsylvania. I do not know. I'm going by what the can says and what makes sense with the brewery name. Price of the beer, if you want to pick it up, I guess, if you're in the Bronx area, if you're down in the States, because there's no way in hell we're able to get this here in Canada. I'm now part of a very exclusive club picking up this beer. See more. What do we got here? Oh, if you go actually to the shop section, you get a bit more information. We have hop bill and grain bill for the beer. The hops that were used were Centennial and Cascade. And the grain bill were Mutton's Maris Otter, Weyermann's Cara Munich 1, Bayard Crystal 70/80. I knew there was a Crystal 70 or something like that in here. Well, I thought it was 40 or 60. I did not know it was going to be that dark. Breeze Vienna, Breeze Victory, and Breeze Aromatic. That's a lot of malts going into here. That's pretty cool. And it is $15 for a 6-pack of, 12-ounce cans, 355 mils. That is not bad. $15 for 6 cans. What is that, guys? 15 divided by 6. That's $2.50 a beer. That's a damn good price. Good stuff indeed. I like this beer. Cheers on the final sip. Let's get ratings. Let's go crack open another beer because I fucking need one. And I bet you do too. God, oh man. That's tasty. That's a tasty brew. That is quite a tasty beer. Bronx American Pale Ale. 6.3%, 50 IBUs. Absolutely fantastic. Love the malt, the maltiness of the beer, the toffees, the little toastiness of it, slight nuttiness of it, moving into a little bit of that. Orange zest. Is that the word? Yeah, orange zest, orange peel, pininess, earthy hoppiness of it. Beautiful flowing flavors, great stuff, great mouthfeel too, moderate body, good bit of carbonation, but not too much where that carbonic acid is taken away from flavors. Great stuff indeed. A solid 8.7 out of 10 for me. Fantastic beer. Really did enjoy it. Spray painted can, well, not really spray painted, but looks like it's spray painted. Pretty good stuff. ABV, no IBUs, but you got a beautiful description. No ingredients, but you do get a canned on date on the bottom. As for the website looks good. If you want a lot of information, go to the shop section and go to the beer. You get ABV, IBU, same description as the can, but you also get a detailed list of malts and hops, which is always fucking awesome. Available year-round formats and draft in 12-ounce 6-packs. So really good stuff there. Overall presentation gets a solid for having those detailed lists of malts and hops. Solid 8.5 out of 10. Now, excuse me as I go wash this glass and pick up another beer. I need one. Cool. We're getting another beer. Which one? I'm not sure. Out with you. Then I can go back in. We're not. Good enough. Got another beer from Great Lakes because, well, it's a damn good price and it's also a pale ale. It's Canuck Pale Ale. It's like the Canadian version of the Bronx. It's not really, but it's just another pale ale. It's a good time. It's not as boozy. It's only 5.2. For anybody who's not familiar with Canuck Pale Ale from the Canadian Great Lakes Brewing Company, not the American one. Okay, slowing down on the pour. See, this is a beer. This is a nice beer size. Come on. Tell me which one looks a lot better by size. Obviously this one. 100%. 100%. Look at that. That's a beautiful thing. That's just a fantastic looking beer. God damn indeed. Canuck Pale Ale, 5.2%. 35 IBUs, if I'm not mistaken. They do not have IBUs on here. I'm pretty sure it's like 35. Canuck Pale Ale is coming in at 35 IBUs. Fantastic stuff. Cheers. Even though you get a you get a beer foam mustache included. It's like it's extra fun. It's extra protection for your upper lip. But fun times today. I think yesterday or the day before I was saying my project beer would be canned today. It wasn't canned because it needs to sit in the keg for a little bit, but it was kegged today. I got two 50-liter kegs, all good to go. Filtered it slightly. I think about by 3 micron, if I'm not mistaken. There's a picture on my Instagram page, Maperuski95 on Instagram. You can go check it out. Just taking a few snapshots of the small little filter unit we have, it being put into kegs. And I think there's a picture of the kegs, the ABV on it. There's a picture of the inside of the fermenter. I don't remember if I took a picture of that or not, or if I'm saving that for another post down the road. But there is a picture of me, well, not of me, but, the process of kegging a beer, which is pretty cool. Yeah, you can see it. You can see it right here. Where do we go? There's the system, the fermenter, the little filter, and the one keg. There's the quality on this camera, this motherfucker. But there's the two kegs, and there's a beer right there. What if I do this? Does that make it a little bit better? Let's try to find that happy medium. No, still overexposed. Okay, cool. But yeah, it came out to be 4.33%. So it's not the booziest brown ale out there, but I have very high hopes. I have very high hopes for this beer. It tasted pretty damn good throughout the whole fermentation process. Tasted good after it was cold crashed. Now it just needs carbonation. And other than that, I'm so excited. I'm so fucking excited. Next week can't come soon enough. Next week's the last week of the semester. So I gotta get that shit carbed and canned. And then I gotta pick up a 2-4. I have to buy my own beer that I made. Obviously I use the college's ingredients, but I'm gonna buy a 2-4 so I can share with family and friends and whatnot. But it will be available at Niagara College. I'm fairly certain you can buy it on the Niagara teaching beers online now, which is pretty damn cool. Right? They've launched a new website. It's actually under the Niagara Teaching Winery, because that's where the beer is sold at the moment because of COVID. The brewery is closed to the public. But you can buy your wine, your beer, and your spirits through the Niagara College ncteachingwinery.ca. Looks like they do have all their beer 101s, like the staple beers. They also do, looks like you can't buy specifically which small batch beers online, but they do a surprise 6 and a tasty 12. And it's a trust us. So you trust Niagara College to pick those up, or pick out a selection for you. So that's pretty cool. I guess I'll get that. I'll get into that more in detail next week. But yeah, they're anywhere at the moment. They're anywhere from 3.1% to 9.9% ABV for the Niagara College Teaching Brewery. The small batch brews, which are all brewed by students. I mean, most of the beer there is brewed by the students, like 99%, I want to say. Because you got 4 classes, 1 for each semester, going in there Monday to Thursday, and brewing. Either brewing one of the Beer 101 staple beers on the giant, on the big system, or you got people brewing on the pilot systems. We got 4 about 65 post-boil liter kettles, and those batches are anywhere from 110 to 120 liters. 120, 130 liters, something like that. sorry, 65 liters per pilot system. So depending on, usually we have two or four systems going at a time, but sometimes it's only down to two. So like I said, anywhere from 120-ish to 240 liters. And that does make quite a bit of beer. I think if I'm right, and we have two 50-liter kegs, so that's 100 liters. We divide that by 473, or not, 100 liters, right? Yeah, 100 liters divided by 0.473 liters. That's about 211 cans per keg that you get. So there's going to be a lot of beer going around. They're constantly brewing, so always a fuck ton of beer coming out of there, and it's always new. Excuse me. It's always new recipes on the pilot system. So the small batch stuff changes all the time. There are very limited qualities of the small batch stuff. And it's a great system, because not a lot of regular breweries, I think, can actually sustain that sort of business practice of brewing, multiple styles of beer day in and day out, and be profitable. It's a very unique aspect about the Niagara College Teaching Brewery, is having that vast variety of change. Because I think if I go to Niagara College Teaching Brewery, we're looking at about, that's on Untappd, is almost 1,600 different beers throughout, I guess, as long as it's been on Untappd. But Niagara College Teaching Brewery has just celebrated their 10-year anniversary of being a program, and I was lucky enough to be interviewed by, I think, the writer or the social media guy, asked me a few questions about it. So I don't know if I'll throw a link to that. I might throw a link to that on this video. Who knows? But yeah, no, it's been a great program in a lot of aspects. This semester was obviously quite rough, but hey, that's just with COVID things. So it doesn't usually run as hectic as it did this time around. But it's a lot of fun. It has been a lot of fun. There's been a lot of beer brewed, a lot of beer drank. No beer spilt in my time. I don't think we ever had to dump a batch, which is quite nice. Then again, I don't think that's a very common thing, but it does happen from time to time, we've learned. No one's gotten hurt, which is nice. Knock on wood. It's been a damn good time. Really good year and a bit. Yeah, it's been just over a year. Damn. This was supposed to be my fourth semester. Should have been done by next week, originally. But then everything got pushed. So now I'm done next middle of April. So we got not a lot of time left. It's kind of scary. It's like, damn, got another semester. Those go by so damn fast. And it's off to the workforce. Getting into the workforce at like the best time. Actually, as far as COVID's gone, it's actually probably the greatest time, because it's the light at the end of the tunnel is shining brighter every day. Vaccines are rolling out. Some are approved. It's great. Get a job. Get things a little bit back to normal. Moving forward by next year. And it'll work out. And I'm excited to get back into the workforce. I really do miss working quite a bit versus going to school. Not gonna lie. I mean, you obviously have to have a job you really enjoy doing. Because I've worked a few jobs. little bit here and there. The worst job I ever had was working security, being a concierge at a condo company or at a condo building, a few different condo buildings. That was only bad because of the hours that I had. I did what were called split shifts. Excuse me. So I would work five days. Um, Two of them would be overnight shifts, and then two of them would be, and then three of them would be like day shifts, kind of. So I never got a solid sleep schedule in. Um, so I was a very miserable person because I didn't have a constant sleep schedule. Like I can't sleep in the middle of the afternoon. That's weird. Who sleeps at like 2 in the afternoon? I don't mean take a nap. I mean like try to get like a night's rest. Doesn't happen. But that job definitely had some interesting experiences. I watched my first few raids, like drug raids, busts, criminal busts. In one of the condos, I was pretty friggin' sick. You wouldn't know. So you're looking down at the screens, and then you look, and oh, elevators number 2 and 4 got 6 guys in each, strapped up to the nine, vests, helmets, militarized, with MP5s and ARs, going up to a room to bust the drug dealer, one of the units. And you're just like, okay, that's a thing. Or you just have some guy walk up to you, the flash his badge, just like in the movies. He's like, hey, could we get, recordings of this, and that? And you're like, I guess, sure, that's cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I had one guy rob a store outside of the condo building. Even though it was attached to my building, wasn't my problem, which was great. So I didn't personally have to deal with it because it was a separate owner of that unit or of that real estate kind of thing. But it was still pretty neat. Had a guy throw my phone at me, like the landline phone, because I wouldn't let him into his room because I couldn't do a resident entry kind of thing, resident open, because the condo building manager didn't like that. He was like, nope, if they get locked out of the room, they call a locksmith. And this guy was fairly drunk, and he was getting pretty belligerent and a little rowdy and cursing and swearing at me, and I was trying my best not to burst out laughing, because I knew if I did, he'd probably jump the counter. And I'm not a big guy now. I wasn't a big guy back then. I was a little smaller, and this guy was big. Like he probably had a good 50 pounds on me. So I'm like, I can't fucking laugh, or I'm gonna get the shit beat out of me at like 3:30 in the morning. I'm like, I'm alone. I can't do this. But he figured it out. That he fucked off or whatever, and then wrote my report. And I think it was the next day or a few days later when my supervisor came in. My supervisor, a hardened man, just throughout his life, whatever. And he told me that he read my report, called the resident down that gave me that shit, and whatnot. Told him off. Told me he was gonna come down and apologize to me. And he looked at me. He was like, "Dude," or he didn't say, "Dude." He was like, "Nikolai, when you first started here, because I think this incident happened maybe 2-3 months in to when I started working at that particular condo." And he was just like, "I didn't like you." It's like, "I didn't like you when you first started working. I thought you weren't cut out for this. I thought, you just not worth it, kind of thing. Leaf in the wind, kind of guy." And he was just like, "You handled that well." He's like, "You know what? That shows guts." That's probably the most encouraging thing I've ever heard from a supervisor that blatantly did not like me. So that was really nice to hear. Other than that, the resident came down, apologized to me, felt really embarrassed, and I got a free I got $25 Tim's card from him because he felt so bad. So a win-win situation. And after that, we were fine. We were buddy. No problems at all. Security was a weird job. It was a weird job. I think by the third building, I was designated not the front desk guy, but the patrol officer. So I had to walk around the building for like 6, 8 hours. And the building was full of old folks, not rowdy kids, not a lot of young folks. It was a very quiet building. So I was thinking, okay, I could just, just sit back, relax, do whatever. I'd make my rounds and just sit behind the front desk, security guard or whatnot. But apparently the property manager did not like me sitting in the view of the residents, even though there weren't many people that came down. So he was like, you got to either walk around or go hide. So I found my spots. I just hung out in the party room because the Wi-Fi was great, and I edited my beer reviews there and I uploaded them. I watched a bunch of Netflix. Some days, if it was nice outside, I go up to the roof. I just sit up in the mechanical room on the top of the building, or I just sit outside on the roof, 15 stories up. I think it was at Bayview and Steeles, something like that, and I just look out downtown and enjoy the sunset because it was a better shift. I think it was like from 3:30 to not 3:30 to 11. I think it was maybe like from 5 to 2 or something like that. So that was a lot better. And then a few months in, I said, "Fuck this! I'm going back to school." And I went to Seneca. I could not do security, not because I wasn't cut out for it. I just wasn't cut out for the shitty hours I was offered. So I said, "Fuck that." Went back to school at Seneca. Did a year there. Graduated. And then I started working at a Boston Pizza, and I fucking hated that job because the person that interviewed me, she was like, "You can make $60 in tips per like 4 hours of work." I'm like, "Okay, that's perfect." Biggest load of shit I ever got because that Boston Pizza was absolutely dead. There was nobody that came because of the demographics of the area. The demographics of the area were, Chinese immigrants. And all around that Boston Pizza were traditional Chinese and other Asian restaurants. And then you have a Boston Pizza in the middle of all of that where the demographic matches the restaurant styles that they like. Boston Pizza had no chance. Don't put an American or Canadian, a westernized pizza restaurant, family restaurant in the midst of a traditional Chinese restaurant, traditional Asian food restaurant plaza. It just doesn't work for the demographic. So it was absolutely dead. I made no money. I stayed there maybe a few months, and then I said, I'm out of here. This is not worth my time. It's not worth the effort I need to put in. Then I started working at Dash Vapes for the vaping community. Obviously, you guys know I vape. I vape a fuck ton when I do live streams or when I'm drinking because it's they go hand in hand really, really well. And I worked at Dash Vapes for a few months. The only reason I quit was because I started this program. But I gotta say, working at Dash Vapes was probably one of the most fun jobs I ever did. Hey, yeah, how's it going? How's your night going? Thanks for joining. I'm just shooting the shit, I guess, rambling a little bit, talking about my jobs that I've had over the years. I was talking about Dash Vapes, vape shop, great place, great management, great supervisors, great everybody there. It was a great job. We sold vapes and we listened to whatever kind of music. It's Kyle. Kyle who? I know a few Kyles. One of my old supervisors, Kyle. High school and elementary, Kyle. What's going on, man? Long time no see. See, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, it's Kyle. I'm like, I don't think that's supervisor Kyle. Kyle Lawashi. How's it going, man? Long time. Biggest fan. Man, long time no talk. I think last time I saw you was I think it was one of your parties a few years back. You're still in Markham, or you moved out, or you doing something new now? Jeez, yeah, it's been a few years. Holy shit. Glad to see you're still watching my my shitty content. Good, good. Never leave Markham, man. It's a fun place. It's a shitty place, but it's great. It's great living back with the parents. I fucking miss. I still go back. I mean, I'm not on my own. I'm just here for school. God damn. But yeah, I'm glad you're doing good. How's everybody else that you see? I don't see too many people from like high school, elementary as I used to back in the day. Oh, we got Kanye West in the building. Holy shit, Kanye West watches my streams. I'm fucking honored. Good to hear. Good to hear. Good to hear. I always like when I always like hearing when people are doing well. He showed me how to make beer, no meme. At the moment, I can't show you how to make beer. I can obviously describe it, but there is a video that I posted, Kanye, a little while ago. I'll see if I can shoot the link over to you. It's actually a video of me brewing beer. Da-da-da-da. Videos. Will it bring it up? How long ago did I do this beer? Nope. Nope. Beer day. That's bottling day. I don't want bottling day. Where did that beer video go? Here we go. Here, I will send you this. Whoop. I want to specifically make sour beer. Ooh, that is something I have not made. How many beers did you have in 2020? Beer cures Corona. Milziam. I've drank in too many beers. Definitely in the I don't know, man. Shit. How many days are in a year? Let's average this out. 365 days in a year times, let's average it about 4 beers. Definitely over 1,400 beers. Yeah. If I drink 4 beers every day of the year, that's 1,460 beers. So definitely a fuck ton of beers. Yeah, Kanye, if you go see that link, that's a very rough video of how to brew beer, at least at home. You drink 4 beers a day. Sometimes. I mean, tonight's a 4 beer night, I'm pretty sure. The short guy that I did that I was talking about much earlier in the stream, this was American Pale Ale from Bronx Brewery. So that's one. And then I'm just finishing up Canuck Pale Ale, and I got 2 more in the back, or in the fridge there. Bellwoods Brewery. I've had a few of their beers over the years. I think I maybe had only 5 of their beers. They're really good beers, I'm not going to lie. I think the last one I had was the Roman Candle. That's in the tall boy cans. I think it's like $5 though. So a really good beer, hella expensive. That is the only thing. It is quite expensive of a brewery and beer. So I don't know. I mean, I'd obviously like to drink more of their beers, but being a student that's not employed at the moment, it's very hard. Wuck, do you think you will ever stop drinking beer? Wuck, yes, one day I will stop drinking beer, and that day is when I take my last breath. I will die with a beer can in my hand, or a beer glass in my hand, hopefully finished by the time I hit the by the time I hit the floor, dead. Zion, favorite imported beer outside of U.S. and Canada. Ooh, I do have that one. That is what is it? Saint Bernardist ABT 12. Belgian quad, if I'm not mistaken. It's at the LCBOs, at select LCBOs. I think it's a 750 ml bottle for I think between $11 and $13. That is a fantastic beer. Look, would you rather have the inability to drink beer, inability to grow beards? Wuck, that's a good question. Would you rather have the inability to drink beer, inability to grow beards? Inability to grow beards, 100%, 100%. I haven't seen my face, like my bare face, in about 4 or 5 years. So I can do that. I didn't have a beard for the first like 18 years of my life. I can do that. I could not see myself living my life without drinking another beer again. Kanye West, how much to shave my beard? I mean, you want to really send me money? Shit. How much is my beard worth? Fuck. I don't even. Oh shit. I'd say about 10 grand. I'd say about, like, it was like right now, shave my beard right now. Oh, yo, bitch, five. You'll dono to that. Okay, look, I'm not ready to shave my beard. 10K? I'd do 10K. I mean, shit. Obviously, you catch me at a bad time because I don't got much money, so it's good. How about if I beat you? Oh God, okay, then I definitely shave my beard because I can't fucking chug. I used to be able to chug very fizzy like pops and drinks and shit like that up until the age of about 10, and then I choked on. If anybody remember when Fruit Loops had, it wasn't the cereals, but they had the gummy sort of like triple twist candy things. I choked on one of those because it got sucked. I breathed in and I got a piece stuck here. And ever since then, could not chug anything fizzy. So I'm fucked with chugging. Like, can't do shotgunning properly. Can't do a funnel properly, which absolutely sucks because I embarrass myself every time I try to attempt it. And I absolutely hate that. And I blame it on that one incident where I almost died in grade 4. Where'd you get that sick hot chick? Oh, this is, fuck. What the hell does it say? Hot chicks, cold beer, that's wave. What? Tasty waves. Yeah. Hot chicks, cold beer, tasty waves. This is actually my pajama shirt. Actually, my ex got it for me when she went to Florida. I think was it from Ron John? I don't know. She picked it up for me, and I took it back, and I was thinking, you know what? I kind of like the shirt, but it's really comfy for pajamas, so that's what it is at the moment. It's pajama beer. Pajama beer. It's a pajama t-shirt because it's soft and yeah. I won't wear it out too much. Fuck, man. I'm almost done this beer. Take it easy, Kyle. Nice chatting with you. Glad to hear you and everybody else is doing well. Cheers. All right. Don't worry, I'm sorry. No worries. Walk. That question is, do I drink one more beer? Is that even a question? Of course I do. This is a fun time. Let's grab a beer. Yeah. Going back to the States now, because I haven't had, oh my God. My chair's stuck. We got Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. Excuse me. Man, a lot of pale ales tonight. Been on a little bit of a hoppy beer kick lately. And yeah, I didn't really want to eat a Mr. Noodle tonight. And the only time I eat Mr. Noodles is don't go over. I saved it. The only time I drink Mr. Noodles is when I have like a lager, a few lagers in me, and then it's just like, ooh, I'm craving some cheap Mr. Noodles. But yeah, I don't think I'm getting rid of this beer anytime soon. I think I don't know. Yeah, it's too sentimental, and it's a little not combed out so it looks a little rugged. I look a little homeless at the moment, in my opinion. It's weird because today I had to go to the teaching brewery and we have to wear we obviously have to wear masks and whatnot. But the ones with the like elastic strings that hang over your ears, my ears become like elf ears almost. And then with the mask on, and if like I'm talking and shit, it'll move up and start slitting into my eyeballs. So I have to hook it around the beard, and then it cuts into here. Slush Dog 1450. Shane, what's going on, man? How's your night? How's your night? You got a beer? What am I saying? You obviously have a fucking beer, man. Chilling, de-stressing, drinking the Sierra Nevada pale ale because this hasn't come into my glass in a very long time. I got Wicked Awesome. I was debating picking that up today. It was either Wicked Awesome or one of the orange and white can from Benches. Because both of those beers are very, those beers can go head to head in a battle and battle it out because those are both fantastic beers. Oh shit, Shane, I gotta tell you about something. Remember how Wicked Awesome came to be? How it was a mystery pack from Nickelbrook? Well, they're doing it again with more IPAs. This one's available at the Glendale LCBO location, the one by Sobeys. I think it's like $13-14 for the 4-pack. Go pick it up, and you can go vote and get a chance to win beer for a year. Excuse me. You're good. And you got a 5.5, 6.5, 3.5, and 4.3 beer in this pack. So go pick one up. Cool. Great stuff indeed. Why does it saying your message was held for review? I'm obviously showing. Oh, because it said fuck. Yeah. Go get one. Beer for a year. I think I was talking to Hugh about that. And he was wondering how they would, or maybe it was you. I don't remember. One of you two. Wondering about how would they determine what is beer for a year? Because beer for people like us, who live and breathe hops and malts and yeast all day, that could be over 1,000 beers for a year. Because somebody asked me how many beers I've had. 48 beers a week. Yeah, right. What's that? 48 divided by 7. That's about 6-7 beers a day. And we probably average anywhere from 4 to 6 beers a day. I'm ballparking here. I'm also talking personally. But because I figured out if we drink 4 beers a day for 365 days, that's 1,460 beers. That's a year supply for people, for at least me, for people like us probably. That doesn't count weekends where it gets rowdy Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So, I mean, beer for you would be pretty fucking good. Exactly. Like, same. I have my off days where, you're not having a drink, but most of the time it's at least 1 or 2 beers. Because you kind of you're craving a fucking beer. You're just like, ooh, I could do with a beer. Or at times like this, you just look and you're just like, I really need beers. Yeah, I think they would. I think it'd be like 365 beers. There you go. Is it all? If it's all at once, I mean, that'd be fucking sick. It'd also be a pain in the ass trying to put them all into a fridge. But shit. I guess we'll have to find out. Someone's got to win beer for a year. So go get that 4-pack. Put your bets in, or not your bets, but put your opinions in. and you could win beer for a year. That's not bad at all. Anyway, it's been an hour. It's 10:30. I obviously cracked another beer, but I drink really fast when I'm on stream because that's just how I am. I kind of want to chill for the last little bit before I go to bed, so I think I'm gonna wrap this baby up. So thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for all your comments, your questions. Anybody who wants to pay me to shave my beard, that is more than welcome, because I obviously need the money, and I will definitely take your donations. So far, we got a bid at 10K is the starting bid for me to shave my beard on camera, probably live. But yeah, that's going to do it for me, Maple and like I always say, crack a beer and enjoy. Cheers. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take it easy, Shane. Take it easy, everybody else. See you around. And tomorrow we got more beer, because that's what we do here. Cheers.